Well, good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, February 15th, 2025. And my head is kind of coming down. Okay. And I am walking through all this snow today, so I'm really excited to shoot this video. I just got to the actual trail, and so it's not plowed. So I'm wearing my Sorel boots today, and I wore my winter coat, but I'm so hot. I'm debating whether I should stash it somewhere and then pick it up on my way back. Today is not going to be a super long walk because I think it's going to be kind of hard to walk through all this snow. But I'm planning on 4 hours still. So 2 hours, however far I get in 2 hours, and however far I get, back. So that made no sense. But anyway, it's just a beautiful snowy day, and it's supposed to snow. So I'm hoping it does so that I can show you guys a beautiful snowy Iowa Saturday. So thanks for coming on my walk with me today. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty difficult to trudge through all this snow. So I don't feel like I'm getting very far, but that's okay. It's a good workout, I'll tell you that. And I'm sorry that I'm wearing a repeat hat. I only have a certain amount of hats, and I'm too frugal to go buy a new hat every Saturday for these walks, because sometimes they're like $30 a hat, and I'm just not willing to pay that. I'm kind of like my dad. I'm getting older and more frugal all the time. And I just wanted to mention my dad. He passed away 6 years ago tomorrow. So it's the kind of the anniversary of his death. And he was a very successful, very smart man, but exceedingly frugal. And I kind of picked up those traits. But that's okay. Then I'll be comfortable in retirement, hopefully. So, but also I wanted to mention, that commercial. I don't know what it's for. I think it's insurance or something, but it's that commercial where they're talking about turning into their dads, and that lady puts that hat on, and she's like, "It's a free hat. I'm not supposed to wear it." And I think that's so funny. It just reminds me of my dad. Okay, I just got to the Neil Smith Trail, and this is kind of nice. I don't know if this is from a snowmobile machine, or is that what it's called? Snowmobile? Yeah. And but, or it could be I don't know, something with wheels has packed down the snow here. So that's nice. I can walk a little bit easier. I'm hoping to get up to the Saylorville Dam, and I want to just kind of walk over there and see if I can get some footage of what it looks like with all this snow. So we recently got 4 to 6 inches of snow or so in the Des Moines metro area. So anyway, but I think everything looks pretty. There's an owl there, and he is really spotted. Oh yeah, I said that snowmobiles have gone through here, and I said, or something with wheels, but they don't have wheels. That might be like from a snowmobile, so you can see their tracks, but there's also tire tracks. So that must be from like a UTV, I'm assuming. So I am really thankful that those people come down here and kind of flatten out the trail because it makes it much easier to walk on. This part is kind of pretty. Honestly, I haven't really been impressed with the beauty of the snow. Because like there's no snow on the trees. Well, a little bit, I guess, right there. But it's so windy in Des Moines. Not now, but it will be later. And so snow doesn't hang out on trees very much. But I am so beat. And I'm walking up kind of a steep hill right now to the dam. But walking through the snow has worn me out. So it's good for me, but yeah, that's just something to know, is that it is really hard work. Okay, so this is the dam, and I was gonna walk over there and take video of what Saylorville Lake looks like, but there are cars on it. There's no pedestrian pathway to go across it, which is a shame. But anyway, sorry, I'm not gonna go over there. And it's really windy, and I took off my coat, so I'm afraid I'll get too cold. So this is my turnaround spot. I've gone 6 miles in less than 2 hours, but I've got a big hill on the way back, and I feel like it's gonna take a little bit more than 2 hours. Well, or at least 2 hours. And I had to take my mom to get her hair done. So I don't have all the time in the world today. So while I was on the Neil Smith Trail, UTVs and things had like packed the trail down. But here, so you can see there's some tracks. That looks like a snowmobile, but they don't really pack the snow down. Those UTVs do, but no one has driven a UTV here. So this makes it really hard to walk on and makes me really winded. But again, that's probably good because I don't have 6 to 7 hours today to go for a long walk. So this is only going to be about 12 miles in 4 hours. So that's how slow going it is to walk in the snow, but it is still a great workout, so that's totally fine. So I'm almost wondering if it's better to just walk in town on these cold, snowy days, because everyone has to clear their sidewalks, and then you don't have to trudge through all this crazy deep snow. Although it makes me wonder if next year I should invest in snowshoes or cross-country skis, because that would be kind of fun. The only thing is it only snows like a couple times a year now, and so cross-country skis are kind of expensive to just use a couple times a year. So I'll probably nix that idea. But anyway, I'm going to show you that beautiful neighborhood, what it looks like when it's in snow. And then I just have a couple miles back home. And then this walk is complete for the day. So I'll check in again when I'm in that pretty neighborhood. Well, and I want to explain that I'm not always this frugal, but I want to pay off my house in the next 3 years. So for 3 years, I'm going to practice extreme frugality. So anyway, I'm not always this cheap, but I have some financial goals, and so I'm going to be very disciplined for 3 years, and then I'm just going to go crazy. I just have to show this. I am slowly but surely trudging up this hill, and it is killing me. It reminds me of when you're little and you're sledding, and then you gotta make it up that big hill, but honestly, they're not usually this big. I finally made it up that hill, and my legs are jelly. I am so exhausted. So it just surprises me because I feel like I'm in good walking shape, but not shape to walk in snow like that. But anyway, it's really fun, and I made it. I just love these houses with these trees. I think that is so pretty to have all those trees. In Iowa, a lot of times in order to, when a builder comes in to build a development, they just cut down every single tree, and then they build the houses, and then they plant just like 1 or 2 trees that are little, and then, you know, in 20 years they might be substantial, but right now they're not. So I love neighborhoods where they didn't do that. They just, you know, maybe had to cut down a couple trees to build the homes, but they left them in the woods. And I think Iowa needs to do that way more often. I don't think I mentioned the temperature. It was 25 when I began, and but it felt like 19. But I'm at the point in the winter now where at night I turn my heat down to 60 degrees so that I can sleep comfortably. And then when I'm in my house, I have it at 64 degrees. So whereas at the beginning of the winter, you know, I might even have my house at 68 degrees. So yeah, you just get used to the cold temperatures. And today, there is a wind chill, but I felt pretty protected from the wind. And again, I underestimated my core. And so I ended up having to take off my coat. And I've been just fine. A little chilly, but this walk has been so hard. So I've, you know, really worked up a sweat without my coat. So that's great. My legs are so sore, and I don't know if it's from the snow or I'm wearing these sorrel boots. I think that's how you say that. And with crampons on. And one of my crampons is broken. I noticed when I put them on. And when I read Amazon reviews, people complained that they were broken, or that they broke easily. But I just wore them anyway, and they've worked just fine. But anyway, they might also be contributing to how sore my legs feel, just because anytime you change your footwear, you know, your gait is a little different, and so that might be why I'm so sore. But there's some geese over there, but I'm just so sore. But I'm about ready to get my coat, and I can stretch out my back, which is killing me more than my legs, and then I'll be heading home. Okay, so I'm actually walking on someone's driveway and not the trail right now, but I gotta put my gloves on. I have 2 miles left to go, so I'm gonna wrap things up. But you know, I always learn something when I do these cold weather walks. One is that it's really hard to walk in snow, so it's still do it, but just be prepared that you're not going to go as far or as fast, and it's going to give your legs a good workout. And then the other thing is that I grabbed my coat, and now I'm so cold because the wind comes up. So in Iowa, you might be thinking, well, I'm going to go out later when it's warmer. But it doesn't work that way. The temperature, even though it's colder in the morning, it actually feels warmer because it's not windy yet. Once it gets windy, it feels much colder. So you might as well just get up and start walking before it gets too windy, and then you're gonna have a much nicer day. But I'm coming up to the Ora Labor Gateway Trail, which is too loud to talk. So this was my snowy day walk. I hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't super eventful, but at least I did it and documented it for prosperity. So I hope you guys have a great week, and thanks for walking with me.